Diego si Mono, VP.
Naku, lakad mo tatang, lakad mo tatang!
Normally.
Well done by Wiz just to drag the rest back as top lane. They're attempting a dive onto Yuma. LTH and Frank now have to contend with battery assault from Gardic, though. There's a big ranged, big radiant creep wave tanking a lot of that damage. And Hoodwink trying to close in with a bushwhack, connected on clock and picks up first on his master. Axe is at level 2. Starting to become a little worrying, though. There's 6 stacks on CK. Widge is going to tank a couple as well, and they make the jump onto Beastmaster and hit him down, but it's just enough with that ball slow to catch up. Allow CK to get that kill.
CK is still very strong in the lane. Like, he did get nerfed, but having this nature attendance as well to be able to trade, and he's gonna go, at least try to go for another one, but this is a...
On cooldown means, and just wave the white flag and run away. A rotation from Analog even coming down here, pre-6 minutes. So he's going to skip out on that active rune and come bottom to try and finish off Burner. And it looks like he's got what it takes. Vitaly snipes it with a long-range axes, and they just didn't expect Invoker to be there. Wave deep into that large camp so they can keep chipping away at this tower. And again, they bring Analog down here. Cookie into the Tornado EMP, started off on Burner, and it doesn't look like they're going to react fast enough to save him. Maybe KXY and Frank, though, with a Bruce split and an Avalanche toss, can get some stragglers on their way out. Vitaly will be their target of choice. Bring the Beastmaster down, slow that push, and defend your tower. So
net worth compared to... There's like Brewmaster. Like this Brewmaster with Vessel is going to cause a lot of issues, and the CK is going to be very early ready to fight. Like, he's definitely going to join.
Tiny reveals it. Clockwork inside those cogs, and the kiss is coming. Yuma turns into Tiny and combos him down. Man, walking up blind into that triangle area, very, very risky from SG, and they pay for it dearly. That creep wave still looking to start something. Dire Vision covers their retreat, sees the Hoodwink, and it watches this Tiny as he gets Invoker blasted and finished by Yuma. Clockwork now, with the help of a Roar and a Sunstrike, picking up the Hoodwink. Hokori fighting back as a scrappy initiation from SG, really miscommunicated there as handing off to the left and seeing Gardic. They know where Clockwork is and they jump him immediately. Gardic has to get some spells out before he dies. Good kisses though, in on top of Tiny. KXY drop into the lava and dead to Analog's Invoker. We don't have the split because Brew's out of mana, so Widge has been left stranded now.
They trade position 5 for Brew's split, which like wasn't used because he doesn't have mana, and also like 2 big kills. And now they can go inside the pit. Like, they have more than to get Scotty. This is something that could potentially backfire, but it can also look genius.
Oh, Cogs push back. A toss from Tiny puts the Brewmaster away from the clock, but now he's roared and dead. Bit of an odd one there. Brewmaster used as a hand grenade. Chucks in and explodes. Down goes the Hoodwink too. And dealing with CK illusions quite easily, and maybe the hero itself. He's forced to BKB, but the Scotty's slow.
Oh, the Scotty's slow. Here we go.
Oh,
I don't think he's getting out of this one.
Oh, he doesn't get trapped in the cogs, but they've got the cold snap anyway. Down goes Burner.
This is a big, huge move. Not
chasing Analog. Ghost Walk is their reveal. They don't see him. And Vitaly's going to turn back with his own BKB. Finish off Widge and KXY. Trapped around these 4 dire heroes. Slain. And Frank with no ulti now. He's in real trouble. CK is going to Phantasm and Reality Rift to jump El Micho. Kill off the Snapfire. Hokori resetting. Calming things down. Not pushing too far forward because you see how much the damage this CK does to Vitaly's Beastmaster. Gardic zoning them out with the cogs, potentially saving his mates to TP and escape, but LTH has so much lockdown, the ability to chase the Beastmaster down and get... Yeah, You've been saying it. The vision, the wave clear, the shove. So much stronger on Hokori's side. So their ability to control the map much better. Frank, Eon Disc used immediately. No ulti though for 18 seconds. Has to refresh to get it off in time. Yuma looking a little bit scared on this high ground as they do move in towards the Radiant and roar the CK. Burner nearly dead. Shadow
Meteor
battles Yuma. The Morphling's still alive though. He can shift, but he doesn't get it off in time. Anlock still picking off heroes as he just launches spells from this high ground position. Ice Wall slows the Frank Brewlings. Vitali still being focused, and in comes Tiny. Gardic down to LTH as well. The Hoodwink shifting towards the back lines, and Elmisho don't really need to stick around too much longer. Tiny's also pushing top lane, all on his lonesome. Doing a lot of damage here and has that CK illusion brought out, but that gobble up, chucking up the creep. Stuns and catches him. Corey 2 lanes down, looking for this.
For them, it's really not. I mean, you can see the colors, but still, it's very difficult.
Oh, they caught him. Down goes Burner. Got it. He's being zoned out yet, but Wedge and Frank refreshing, and Eon disking themselves into another primal split. Definitely Blast for pushing back, and Gardic buys back to come into this jungle area to continue the fight. And now you've got to know that Radiant don't have too much left in the tank. No. Found them all, flanked, forced the buyback. Beastmaster gonna have to use his as well. They need to defend this base with all they've got. Yuma's forward, frontlining now, chasing CK out of the base. But they've still got these illusions doing just tremendous amounts of damage. KXY with his own BKB Silver Edge off to the right-hand side. Analog with a combo, definitely last meatball. They'll kill off Frank at the very least. Triple buyback needed for it, and Gardic missing the hook shot. Now they're against Mega Creeps and Lacoste. You reckon they can't defend it?
I think SG has an ace up their sleeve where they can always go for some kind of a sneaky play with the illusions. AXY.
Oh yeah, speaking of sneaky plays, helped out by LTH to bring down Elmisho, but he's gonna die for it. Has the buyback out?
Because there's not much they can do right now.
Oh yeah, Tiny looking to blow up Vitali, gets roared up. Gardic's gone deep there and helped out by the kisses, but they've all got their BKBs. Tiny dropped by Yuma, but buys back as Burner. Oh, he's looking a little worse for wear. Yuma clears him out. 2 huge kills. Buyback out of Tiny. The Aegis on the CK will allow them to re-engage and move back forward. Kill off the Beastmaster, and maybe now Yuma. Yeah, they've got them all locked in place. Bring them down. Waveform away will only get him that much distance closer to the tier 3, but still looking pretty dead. Chucking trees at him. Meteors dropped with a refresher from Analog. They get the Radial Deafening Blast, pushing CK away from the throne. But the Radiant are still 5 heroes strong.
Oh,
and
another split
from Frank. Another split comes. He's trapped in the cogs, and that's bloody annoying. But Gardic has nowhere to run. Hook shots off to the side into the Hoodwink. But KXY will focus the objectives. Get the throne done. And Hokori unable to defend their base, giving SG Game 1 victory.
It was just a bit too much in the end with all these illusions, decoys, CK with the Phantasm Brewling. Like, they didn't have to try to buy some time. It's very difficult, but we'll see how that one goes.
That's a lot of damage onto LTH. Yuma does have another Lucent Beam in a second, but a good
As a Fairy Fire.
Yeah, you're right. Uses it early, preemptively healing back up.
He's still dead.
It looks pretty screwed to concussive shot, and one more tap from Yuma's Luna. Gardic also zoning Frank away, so there was no attempt to...
They should worry about the kill threat on Luna down there, especially if Undying puts a point in a Soul Rip, gets the Tombstone. So yeah, the Sagan's dead.
He's not got Sandstorm or anything. Pops his stick, has a Fairy Fire, but yeah.
Not sure what that was, but wasn't good. LTH,
yeah,
he got the last hit on Tombstone.
He needs levels desperately. Does have Caustic now. Under a creep wave, trying to chip away at Yuma, and a good bushwhack should finish her off. So Frank and LTH. Oh man, the Jukes. Yuma in the trees.
Can he use the Salve? He can.
They're going to
Buy
find her
some
anyway.
time.
Loosened beam does buy a bit of space, but still falls. As top lane, paternally killed Witch Doctor, which right now, they are the dominant force, it feels like. You know, bot tier 1, top tier 1, now they're planting themselves into mid. Analog has his Orb of Corrosion. Scarlet Mage out in the open. Healed up a bit with a Soul Rip and a good Tombstone placement from Gardic, but that Death Ward, Witch Doctor lets it go.
Let
He's
it
got
go.
Analog in his
Look
sights
at it
as well.
go.
Remnanting off to the side. 2 supports down. Tombstone claimed, so another 175 gold there for Witch Doctor. There's space for Luna to farm, but it felt like...
That's going to be big momentum for Hokori. Like, you just don't have enough damage to deal with that.
Caustic Sandstorm finally slowing down this push. Frank wants to be the one initiating, not the one being initiated upon. Analog stunned, but the puck is caught, and KXY dead to the Eclipse of Luna. That's a good bushwhack from LTH, though. Sharp shooting the Analog Ember, but with Gardic healing and soul ripping, he will tank through the Death Ward and just hold the line. As Widge, caught in the trees, gave his position away, and Reincarnation popped in a 3 for 2. 4 if you do include that
Five.
Wraithing ulti, which was level 1.
Pretty much, yeah. It's just...
Yeah, they
coil
miss
miss.
out. Whiffed it. Analog didn't even have to sidestep.
This is a
Yeah,
disaster.
right.
They need to run away.
Wraith King is going to die here. Does have that level 2 reincarnation and an armlet to toggle, but Tombstone down means fight is pretty much over for the Dire. Frank is going to go for the FP Blink. The Death Ward's good, but the Luna BKB just demolishes the rest of them. Vitali found Frank, and now the raw forward under the Witch Doctor will allow Analog to close the gap with his remnants. Gotta be a little bit wary though, these bushwhacks and a bit of damage coming in from Widge and LTH off to the side, while El Misho slain by this minus armor out with the Wraith King. And in fact, it's
I don't blame him, because both supports, like, they can't start a fight. These heroes are, like, very good at reacting when enemy does something. Ooh, bushwhack. BKB is available.
And Analog, another hero that has really lost out in the farm race, does BKB and jump across Widge. Might be able to finish him off with another chains and a sleight of fist here, but Undying. Tombstone down and now zoning out the rest of SG, just picking up the support kills and letting the cores run for the hills.
It's time to second BKB and Aegis. Like, you need to address this. Same thing they did previous time. Because if the tier 3 tower falls, ooh.
Well, in comes Frank. They want to kill off El Misho, and they will pick him off. The puck gets the job done. BKBs galore from the Radiant, and a roar onto Burner. Burner does have Reincarnation and BKB available, while Analog dives in deeper, finds the Frank kill, buys back on the Sand King, but Analog going wild, looking to pick up even more supports, but he has to remnant away now as LTH was closing the gap on him. Luna stunned, but BKB's up, and the Eclipse is there. Shreds through the Sand King's second life, dead for 70 seconds now. And the set of barracks falling quickly. Destruction of the Dire base, swinging from top to mid, down to bottom lane. It's an Old Spice commercial. Look at Luna, look at out, look at the puck. Sharpshooter's there, look at that Hoodwink, slapping down on the Undying and forcing the buyback. Puck, though, having to Yule Scepter up and immediately stunned as it lands. Yuma continually pummeling these buildings as well, but has to turn and fight now. Burner and KXY doing some serious damage to her. And Yuma, well, hits the buildings. Aegis down while Analog diving the back lines, killing off supports and forcing buybacks out of them. But Frank has managed to respawn and return, getting that blink initiation onto Yuma. Satanic will not keep her alive, so 1 barracks remains. The melee coming BKBs before he's initiated on. Puck will jaunt away to the orb, but now is caught with a roar. A loosened beam set it all up, but KXY dead with no buyback. A 5v4 now as Hokori move towards the base. The dive bomb of the Hawk, aided by the Analog Ember Spirit to catch the Hoodwink. Still a 5v4. But when your base is open like this, it is an invitation for Luna to come and take your buildings.
Luna doesn't have a BKB, so they might need to go in and try to blow her up. Let's go.
Oh, Frank's in. They're trying to blow her up. Luna down to half HP. Burner. Nah, he can't. He can't stand his ground against this. Yuma Satanic's up. Destroys the Tombstone, sure, but Burner's first life is about to fall, while Analog and Vitali have cleared up the back lines, and now we have no chance for SG. They call it.
When I said they need to try to blow her up, try was the key word in that.
Was.
Yeah, it's difficult. Bottom lane didn't go as expected. Luna continued to free farm analog. Like, it's a problem with puck that I have. Like, this hero is straight up hit or miss. It can feel this lane, like with at least 1 point to be able to trade back and get some extra healing from it.
You come and deforest our top lane, you'll pay for it, Almisho. Burner take a lot of damage out of that soul assumption. You are absolutely right with his burst. They've got the Treant will be the first blood. And KXY getting chased by a Gardic Undying, but that'll come to a close.
Yeah, a little surprised they...
Burner just to deal some damage back and give them the punches. Down bottom, LTH, Strength Hero Snapfire, suffering against this onslaught of decay spam. They'll finish the tombstone though, and Gardic stuck down in the river, slowed to a crawl and killed off.
And now Viper's level 5 with Urn of Shadows as well. On top of that, they got the kill from...
Frank 1v2ing them at this moment.
Luna needs to get out. I think she needs to hit level 5 and just get the hell out of here. She's dead. Ooh, one more stack will do the trick.
That
Oh,
the corrosive skin.
The beam. The corrosive skin's gonna actually kill him.
My goodness. Frank gets a double kill off the back of it. This Urn. Massive stuff for them.
I thought he was gonna get just level 5. He definitely didn't count on proccing the corrosive skin. It's also level 2.
If they break their smoke, but they decide to go mid instead. Lasso and Kisses take out the Visage. Familiars? Probably going to get away from this, though. They don't want to stick around for any defensive TPs arriving. LTH, that's the reason you don't.
Burb.
That's the reason you
got
don't.
him killed.
RSPCA is coming for you. Third place Div 1 last season. SG showing the no pushovers. Making these very decisive moves. As Gardic grabs an illusion rune. But will die for it. Now you know, no Undying. Tombstone did get dropped. Viper, Treant, and Batrider going to still play around it and keep on fighting. Frank trying to bring the Tomb down as they lassoed the Doom. It's taken a while, but he'll get the job done. And an Overgrowth catching Visage on the tail end as well. We'll find the kill on him. Well, Burner nearly able to bring down Analog, but he had that
100 gold instead of previous 20, and it's also bigger.
Okay, Lacoste, but seriously now, back to the pertinent topic, the more important thing, bird sounds. You think it's just an ugly noise? It's like a seagull noise? Or is it like
it might be something scarier, like...
Right. Widge. What
it's
noise are the birds
gargoyle,
making, Widge?
right?
Yeah, they are. They're like gargoyle familiars, aren't they? What are they called? Revenants. Yeah, that's the noise.
Lane, then we'll finish off the tower, which does open up a map a little bit more. CK level 15, deeping top.
They're
They
coming
still
to
want to defend.
Tombstone's ending. It's a good time for Frank and his BKB to go to work. The Eclipse not really doing too much, and they focus Yuma down quite simply. A cookie back allows Frank to escape and slip away from the Doom's grasp. And Vitalis Familiar's giving chase will not get the job done. Overgrowth there in towards the Visage. Resummons the birds as CK just continues pummeling him. Well, yes, you've got a Wraith packed out there, but you will eventually get crit down by this Burner Chaos Knight.
Oh, he got so much gold from the
damage.
Deal your damage
Exactly.
against some other heroes, potentially like bait a big spell like a roar and still survive.
Riders on the Luna. They've caught her out. They do doom the CK up, but Yuma's dead. Has to buy back, and he wants to TP up towards top. And they've got the outpost open to them. LTH Widge looking to retreat. The CK still doomed, but when he's over, he's got BKB and the ability to continue fighting. Analog remnants away, and the kisses are launched out to zone them away. A full reset from Hokori, but Yuma, who just bought back, is about to die again. Oh my god, okay, it's a good eclipse, but Yuma's about to fall, and it's Burner picking up another huge double kill. Hokori, what have you done? The cracks are showing and they are crumbling now. Vitali found and Burner is cruising.
This is huge. I mean, they used Doom on CK and he had Armlet on with the heart, extra regeneration, kicking from the tower, extra armor, and also living armor on top of that. Like he was also critting people and being almost full HP in that fight. Yuma, you must not buy back like that. This is just not acceptable.
Yeah, that's pretty horrific. And that fight continued and allowed Analog to get another kill, but El Micho now stuck in the trees between creeps, trees, and a Snapfire who's blasting him from her big old guns. That's a dieback.
He'll need to TP. They take the fight, he needs to TP buyback.
Undying. Dead and no tomb. Vitali pops his little stone form as they lasso the Luna. Aegis gone. She didn't last very long. Will respawn in a sec or two as KXY clears up and they destroy the rest of Hokori. They just didn't stand a chance. LTH is still surviving. Analog has his BKB going, but he's got the Remnant down south and TP home. Rifted and killed. Okay, Burner is an absolute monster.
The CK Reality Rift pierces spell immunity. As we've seen on the fight, tier 2 tower top, like that heart keeping him alive. Now going into Scotty. Scotty just ruins any ranged hero.
God, it gets his ulti off. Maybe a tombstone. Absolutely not. They doom the bat in the back though, so at least a good pick from Analog and El Micho. Stunning at the tree in as well. Vitali and Yuma in from behind, but Burner blasting and destroying. This guy is unstoppable. Onto the Luna he goes, and a few swift clicks will close this one out. No chance of survival for Hokori.
It's just very difficult for Luna to like do stuff considering the situation right now. Like she uses ulti a lot. It's just I don't know. I think this game is just over, Gary.
Feels like it. And it's going to feel pretty bad for Yuma as well, because this build that Burner has gone, you mentioned that Armlet, BKB, Blitz Knuckles, that's something we saw Yuma do several times last season. So you're basically losing to your own item build, and Burner's playing straight back into you as Analog drops without buyback. And we're in a 2 versus 4. Luna gone.
1,000
We've seen no impact from Yuma in the past 20 minutes or so. And that is game. 2-1 victory for SG. 2 series so far here in Division 1 and 2 upsets.
Not bad. The result, but yeah, just showing the strength, the growth of the scene, that the teams coming out from Division 2 can match up the teams that did well, that